God. 16. With courage conquering fear shall ye approach me. Ye shall lay down your heads upon mine altar, expecting the sweep of a sword. But the first kiss of love shall be radiant on your lips, and all my darkness and terror shall turn to light and joy. 18. Only those who fear shall fail, those who have bent their backs to the yoke of slavery, until they can no longer stand upright, them will I despise. 19. But you who have defied the law, you who have conquered by subtlety or force, you will I take unto me, even I will take you unto me. 20. I ask you to sacrifice nothing at mine altar. I am the God who giveth
In the name of the Lord of Initiation, Amen. 1. I fly and I alight as an hawk, of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens green at my coming. 3. Children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the house of happiness. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave you. I bid you not turn from your voluptuous ways, from your idleness, from your follies, but I bring you joy to your pleasure, peace to your languor, wisdom to your folly. of the Lord of initiation. Amen. One I fly and I light as an hawk, of mother of Ed are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3, children of earth, rejoice, rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the house of happiness. 6. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave you. 7. I bid you not turn from your voluptuous ways, from your idleness, from your follies, but I bring you joy to your folly. 9. All that ye do is right, if see that ye enjoy it. 10. I am come against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you.
Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be yet again strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to images like the undines, but avoid this and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the gnomes, but avoid grossness and avarice. 20. 20. So shalt thou gradual develop the powers of thy soul, and fit thyself to command the spirits of the elements. Now to some of the gnomes, thou wouldst no longer command them, but they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the purity of the woods and mountains to fill thy coffers and satisfy thy hunger of gold? Wouldst thou debase the spirits of living fire to serve thy fired ice? Wouldst thou violate the purity of the souls of the waters to pander to thy lust of debris? Wouldst thou force the spirits of the evening breeze to minister to thy folly and caprice? Oh, that with such desires thou canst but attract the weak, not the strong, and in that case the weak will have power over thee. 21! In the true religion is no sex, therefore take heed that thou blaspheme not the name by which another knoweth is God. For if thou do this thing in Jupiter, thou wilt blaspheme HB, Vo, HB, Yod, and Osiris, HB, For, HB, Lord, ask, Torah, ask and ye shall have, seek and ye shall find, knock, and it shall be opened unto you.
Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be irritated and strong like thyself to command the spirits of the elements, for wert thou to summon the gnomes to pander to thine avarice, ever command them, they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the pure beings of the woods and mountains to fill thy coffers and satisfy thy hunger of gold? Wouldst thou debase the spirits of these violence to serve thy wrath and hatred? Wouldst thou annihilate the purity of the souls of the waters to pander to thy destructive military? Wouldst thou force the spirits of the evening breeze, naked to thy fire free? Know that with such desires thou canst but attract the weak, not the strong.
Hello, I am well acquainted with baiting and switching. Many of you know a catfish on this app. She's a good example of bait and switch. She baited and switched a lot of you. And, you know, all I can say is many people here, they don't read anymore. And they don't even look up definitions of words because they don't care. They're lazy.
Can you give me a definition of circumcised?
Can you give me the definition of caprice?
Can you not ask questions like a fucking Jew? Answer my question, you little idiot.
Boy, you're a special one.
Give me the definition of circumcised.
Give me something. Give me something.
Give me the definition of definition.
After that, I'm gonna kick you out of the room.
You just have to ignore him. Who are you talking about, John Kitover?
Trent, can you give me definition of circumcision?
Yes, it's when a mohel takes a razor blade and delicately cuts the foreskin on a schmeckle.
Okay, that's good.
And then they take skin and they photograph it and put it on Tinder and Hinge. Attract human shit like yourself, flies to garbage. And then Vladislav is there. Look, it's human shit.
That's not circumcised.
Is that what happened to you? Did you have a bad mohel? Did you have an accident on your schmeckle?
What's a mohel? Nigga, what's a mohel?
Did you just say the N-word?
Nigga, yeah.
Did you say it with the A-H, the A, or the hard R?
There's no H in it.
No, you can say it with an H at the end.
There's no H.
Yeah. N-I-G-G-A-H. Nigga.
Yeah, you can put it that way. It's fine.
All right. I'm glad we finally agree on something, Vladislav. Nigga. That was with the A-H at the end. Nigga. That was with the A-H at the end.
N-I-G-G-A. I didn't hear the H. You're racist as fuck.
Well, I want everybody to pat themselves on the back because you are experiencing at this very moment extreme brain rot. Vladislav here suffers from what we call in clubhouse therapy rooms brain rot. I just talked.
Over fucking used because all these boomers and fucking millennials are using it from Gen Z. And I knew it a long time ago, but I don't use it in my vocabulary because I don't fit that demographic. And it seems stupid that people in their above 30s using a terminology for little kids.
Yeah, thank you, Trent.
Well, does anyone here know about the diagnosis NFFN? NFFN? Nigga, fagga, fagga, nigga? You never heard of the NFFN diagnosis in psychiatry, the DSM-V 69? It stands for nigga, fagga, fagga, nigga. NFFN. Hello?
I was right about that word. I was right about
Hello?
Fuck you.
You guys are really overwhelming me.
It's alright. It's fine.
Hello?
Fuck you.
I recently came out with a clothing company called Sunshine Baby Clothing company. Hello?
Isaiah, how you doing? Hello. How's all the Adderall fiends doing? Excellent. I know it.
Vladislav, is it true that Isaiah, the Ayatollah, is gay? Vladislav, how much longer do you think you have to live on the battlefront? And you're in a week, 2 weeks? Hello?
Fuck you. What?
You never heard of the NFFA diagnosis in psychiatry, the DS-60? It stands for
Oh my god, there's a guy who looks like Jeff on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Do you think it's
what is that? A Reddit page here, I'll send it to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. It's good to come once a day. I like to come before I go to sleep. It puts me right to sleep. Then I take the deepest breath of the day. And I hold it for 10 seconds.
Oh my god, does it like Jeff?
10, not 9. Sometimes I take the second deepest breath of the day. Did you feel like it switched? As soon as I saw that face.
Isolation behind her back, but envy works like that. It's very covert, and you'll think, oh, this person is my friend, and all this kind of stuff. And then when something happens,
Hello?
they will turn on you. That's it.
Hello?
Jealousy right in your face. Just something bad about you. It'll be all
Hello?
That's jealousy, but it's what you gotta watch out for.
No, you gotta look out for avarice and being capricious. But you don't even know what those words mean. Avarice? Hello?
Maybe Chris Paul come in the room.
Fuck. Jonas.
Okay.
With the same thing to my agent, okay? I might not be in a good mood because I feel like you playing with me.
And in that case, the weak will have power over thee. 21. In the true religion there is no sect. Therefore take heed that thou blaspheme not the name by which another knoweth his God. For if thou do this thing in Jupiter, thou wilt blaspheme.
Probably got some good ass cookie. Come on. On that motherfucker in a circle. Got the island girl. Got my island girl. Now we're back in a circle.
You know, the thing is, the myth is gone. There's no more mystery. Because the best pornography that's ever been made has already been made. You can't top it. So you've seen the best. Then you walk out into the real world and you meet a perfect 10. And then let's say somehow you manage to get her in the sack. How does she perform? It puts me right. You've never heard of the NFFA diagnosis in psychiatry, the DSM-V 69?
Right. These chicks, man. These chicks get, what was that, Body Blues? Fucking 1,000 guys in one day. Some you know, dildos look like motherfucking million times pieces of these bitches sticking in their asshole. That's fucking crazy. Once they first started cutting up things with knives, it developed. I'm gonna fucking blow your heart out. What the fuck you doing? Shit. Hey, you want me to top this shit? What's the fuck? I'm gonna be straight up honest, bro.
See, the thing is, if you
fucking follow behind that shit.
If you got a broken heart and you miss the woman who made you so happy because she was just so beautiful and so wonderful to be with, and she's with some other man right now, riding him on the couch, living in a multi-dollar house saying, "Oh, honey, I love you," but yet she just rode you like a year ago or 3 years ago or 5. My point is, you still have to find your own happiness and your own to-do. So, actually, most women are just like the moon. They're just orbiting you. And, you know, some planets have multiple moons. Some planets only have one moon. But the moon represents a woman, and the woman is just a satellite. It's Earth. And who are you?
I don't know what an Earth is. I know what an Earth is. But not an Earth. It's that round ball, that green and blue ball. It's the truth of the Earth, KP. Better ask somebody.
The truth of the Earth begins at birth. It ends at your death.
You got blue balls with some shit. What the fuck?
Hello. I saw him get out of an SUV one time, walk up to a guy in a line and shoot him in the chest. Shot him right in the chest, ran back in that car and took off. The guy ran down the street spraying blood right out of his heart. That bitch murdered her husband.
Was this in Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something harsh in Chicago. I believe it. I believe it.
It was at an establishment.
Chicago and
It's called Boss Bar. She murdered her boss at Boss Bar.
Was she black?
I'm not sure. I don't know for sure.
Okay. Between Chicago and fucking Elgin, that's where motherfuckers live, man. Yeah, Chicago was rough, man. I thought Detroit was bad, bro. I'm like, Chicago, hell no.
People from Detroit come to Chicago. Crime sprees here. Then they go back to Detroit.
Yeah, Chicago's a whole other beast, man.
People come to Chicago with crimes. Then they leave. They go back to where they came from.
Ain't shit up in Chicago. You got the socks, cuz, the motherfucking hair, bro, goddamn candy. That's it. Get the fuck out. Yeah, the Bears are, Indiana's trying to get the Bears over there, man. Yeah. I don't know where they're going, you know. Indiana, it's going to be, they're proposing it be right on the border, so Chicago fans still have, access to it, but yeah, bro, the Bears want to leave, man. Chicago's becoming a wasteland, bro. That's the dumbest shit, man. The Bears been for what, 100 years?
See, the thing is, there's a lot of corporations here, so every year there's an influx of recent college graduates. So any major city has that same draw, which is, high quality recent college graduates. And so you get a lot of hot chicks, who are in these. And it's like that in every major city. And those chicks are the ones on the dating apps talking to thousands of men. So just circulate. Every year, a new batch, a new crowd, a new swipe.
just shocked when the Rams moved out of St. Louis. They built that whole fucking stadium, which was a beautiful stadium. I've been there several times. Sunset Hill. And they pulled the Rams out of there. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. So you're just going to sit here, build a stadium, and let it rot, and now put thing in. You could have made a proposal to the university to have them play there or something. What's going on, Stash?
Oh, long day.
What's up, Pistachio? Selling it today?
No, I might have a couple deals this weekend, though, which that's what we want. We want them on Saturdays.
Oh, why is that?
I get the full docking fee.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which is $575 versus $200.
Okay, nice. Make that money. There you go. Go get it, man. Tell all your customers that come in during the week to come back on Saturday.
No, I sell them if they're ready to sell, but there's, like I'm talking to a guy now. I've talked to two guys today that said they will come in Saturday.
Nice. Shit, today's Wednesday. God dog it. I didn't put my phone in. What's that shit?
Then I take the deepest breath of the day.
You guys got the votes up?
And I hold it for 10
I sent nothing for it yet.
Oh my God, silence in it. Text.
Neither one of us have been real consistent this last week.
Then sometimes I take the second deepest of the day.
We do, Vic does this room on Thursday nights called the Squinting Room.
Did you feel like you got baited
And
switched?
he gives us the choice of 3 different art pieces. And everybody who comes into the room gets before the show starts, like he sends it out today or early in the morning, and you pick one of the 3 pieces, and the one with the most votes wins. And then we discuss the piece of artwork. Vic's went to school for art, so he knows how to critique what to look for, which I went to school for art too, so this is stuff that I'm just an art nerd, so I like to participate. And so he tells us what to look for, and
do good unto others for its own sake, not for reward, not for gratitude from them, not for sympathy. If thou art generous, thou wilt not long for the thine ears to be tickled by expressions of gratitude. 12. Remember that unbalanced force is evil, that unbalanced severity of cruelty and oppression, but that also unbalanced mercy is but weakness which would allow and abet evil act passionately. Ready. Be thyself. 14. True ritual is as much as word. It is will. 14. That this earth is but an atom in the universe, and that thou thyself art but an atom thereon, and that even couldst the God of this earth, whereon thou crawlest and grovellest, that thou wouldest, even then it was an atom, and one of any. 15. Nevertheless, have the greatest self-respect, and to that end sin not against thyself. The sin which is unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge, lest the knowledge pander to thy prejudices. Attain magical power, learn to control thought, admit only those ideas that are in harmony with the end desired, and not every stray thyself firmly in the equilibrium of forces, in the cross of the elements, the cross from whose center the created word issued in the birth of the dawning universe. 19. Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be energetic and strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and give to images like the undines, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious, like gnomes, but avoid grossness and avarice. Remember that unbalanced force is evil, that unbalanced severity is but an oppression, but that also unbalanced mercy is but weakness, which would allow and abet evil act passively, irrationally. Be thyself. 13. True ritual is as much action as word, is will. 14. Remember that this earth is but an atom in the universe, and that thou thyself art but an atom thereon, and that even couldst thou become the god of this earth whereon thou crawlest and grovellest, that thou wouldest even be but an atom, one amongst many. 15. Nevertheless have the greatest self-respect, and to that end sin not against thyself. This unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge lest that knowledge pander not to thy prejudices, to obtain magical power, learn to control thought, admit only those ideas that are in harmony with the end design, and not every stray and contradictory idea that presents itself. 17. Fixed thought is a means to an end. Therefore pay attention to the power of silent thought and meditation. The material act is but the outward expression of thy thought, and therefore hath said that the thought of foolishness is sin. Thought is the commencement of action, and if a chance thought can produce much effect, what's thought do? Aether, that hath already been said, establish thyself firmly in the equilibrium of forces, the elements, the cross from whose center the Creator's word issued in the birth of the dawning universe. 19. Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be untarred warless and salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to ninjas like the undines. Avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the gnomes, but avoid grossness and a vast.
first. O thou who aspirest unto our ancient order, that equilibrium is the basis of the work. If thou thyself hast not a sure foundation, whereon wilt thou stand to direct the forces of nature? Know then, that as man is matter, and the strife of contending forces, so must his first endeavor be to seek the light of their reconciliation. Thou then, who hast trials and troubles, rejoice because of them, for in them is strength. By their means is a pathway open unto that light. How should it be otherwise, O man's life is but a day in eternity, a drop in the ocean of time. How, were thy trials not many, couldst thou purge thy soul and dross of earth? Is it but now that the higher life is beset with dangers and difficulties? Hath it not ever been so with the and hierophants of the past? They have been persecuted and reviled. They have been tormented of men. Yet through this also has glory increased. Rejoice then, O initiate, for the greater thy trial, the greater thy triumph, when men shall revile thee and speak against thee falsely. Hath not the Master said, blessed art thou? Yet, O aspirant, let thy victories bring thee not vanity, for with increase of should come increase of wisdom. He who knoweth little thinketh he knoweth much, but he who knoweth much hath learned his own ignorance. How a man wise in his own seat, there is more hope of a fool than of him. Learn first, O thou who aspirest unto our injure, that equilibrium is the basis of the work. If thou thyself hast not a sure foundation, whereon wilt thou stand to direct forces of nature? Know then, that as man is born into this world amidst the darkness of matter and the strife of contending forces, so must his first endeavor be to seek the light of reconciliation. Thou who hast trials and troubles, rejoice because of them, for in them is strength, and by their means is a pathway opened unto that light. Is it but now that the higher life is beset with dangers and difficulties? Hath it not ever been so with the sages and hierophants of the past? They have been persecuted and reviled. They have been tormented of men, yet through this also their glory increased. Rejoice, Therefore, O initiate, for the greater thy trial, the greater thy triumph. Men shall revile thee and speak against thee falsely. Hath not the Master said, Blessed art thou? Yes, warrant, let thy victories bring not vanity, for with increase of knowledge should come increase of wisdom. He who little thinketh he knoweth much, but he who knoweth much hath learned his own ignorance. Seest thou man wise in his own conceit, for hope of a fool than of him. As you will, when
Man has the right to live by his own law. To live in the way that he wants to do. To work as he will. To play as he will. To rest as to die when and how he will. To man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Man has the right to think what he will, speak what he will, to write what he will, live as he will, to dress as he will. For man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as he will. When with whom he will. A life has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slave shall serve love under love is the law. Love underwear. Love underwear. Love is the
Nevertheless, have the greatest self-respect, and to that end sin not against thyself. The sin which is unpardonable is knowingly and willfully to reject truth, to fear knowledge, lest that which panders on to thy prejudices, to obtain that.
Man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. To man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will,
to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Free man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, and mold, build as he will, to dress as he will. For man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as you will. When, where, and with whom ye will. I 51. 5 man has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slaves shall serve. 50 eyes, love is the
Man has a right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. Man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell what he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write to draw, paint, arch, mold, build as he will, to try as he for man he will take your fill and love as he will, when, where, and with whom he Five man has a right to those who would thwart these rights. The slave shall serve, and they'll fear. Love is the love
practices. Each may last.
Avoid using some common words, such as and or the or, but use a paraphrase.
Avoid using some letter of the alphabet, such as T or S or M. Use a paraphrase.
Avoid using the pronouns and adjectives of the first person. Use a paraphrase of thine own and devise others. On each occasion that betrayed into saying that thou art sworn to avoid, cut thyself sharply upon the writ or forearm with the razor. Even as thou shouldst be disobedient dog, feareth not the unicorn, the claws and teeth of a lion.
Thine arm then serveth thee both for a warning and for a record. Thou shalt write down thy daily progress in these practice,
Until thou art perfectly vigilant at all times over the least word that slippeth from thy tongue.
thus find thyself.
Thou shalt be forever free.
Okay, we got a world exclusive new AI video. Here we go. It only takes 20 seconds.
Into my loneliness comes the sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach the edge of the wilderness, and I behold Pan.
The snows are eternal above, and their perfume smokes upward into nostrils of the stars.
But what have I to do with these? To me only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides Pan, to the eye, to the ear. The perfume of Pan pervading, the taste of him utterly filling my mouth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and month speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pain and pleasure. The 16th presents aflame with the inmost self of him. Myself, flung down precipice of being.
Even to the abyss, annihilation.
sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness. And I behold Pan. The snows are eternal above. And their perfume oaks upward to the nostrils of the stars. But what have I to do with these? To me, only the distant, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides, Pan to the eye, to the ear, the perfume of Pan pervading, the taste of him utterly filth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and monstrous speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pleasure, the sixth interior sense of flame, with the inmost self of him, myself flung down the precipice of being, into the abyss, annihilation, and then to loneliness, as swan.
Hello?
In the room, sir. I rarely hear you.
Hi, is this Dr. Boner? Hey, I'm good, Dr. Boner.
I'm hanging out, man. Just hanging out. Long day at work, not at the house. Just kind of hanging out, man. Watching TV and on Clubhouse, man. Hey, brother, how you been?
Hey, brother, I'm doing good, brother.
I'm not trying to be like that, man. It's how I apologize.
So what have you figured out recently, Dr. Boner?
I'm not a doctor. I'm a public defender. I'm a lawyer, sir.
Oh, Mr. Boner Esquire. So what have you figured out recently?
Recently, I figured out when you buy certain types of candy, it's not, they're all not the same, basically. I guess.
For God's sake, fighting. God said fighting. The God said fighting. The God said fighting. From go figure hard, she fit pointed to the fore and angled slightly outward with weight on ball, a foot LF heel touching our heel and foot pointed left arms form a diagonal with body right above head and in line with the waist at waist height, hands palmer and open with outstretched and together, head erect. Earth, the god set fighting. Frontal figure arty, foot point to the fore and angled slightly outward with weight on ball of foot elf heel touching arty, heel and foot pointed left arms for diagonal with body right above head and in line with left at waist height, hands palmer and with fingers outstretched and together, head erect.
Into my loneliness comes
the sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness. And I behold Pan.
The snows are eternal above. The perfume smokes upward into the nostrils of the stars.
But what have I to do with these? To me only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides Pan, to the eye, to the ear.
They got shoes supporting the sky, frontal heels together and slightly angled apart to the front, head down, arms angled either side of head about, head 1-5 from head to wrist and crooked as if supporting a ceiling just at head height with the fingertips, the palms face upward and the backs of the hands away from the head, thumbs the side of palms, fingers straight and together.
The God shoes supporting the sky! Frontal heels together and slightly angled apart to the front, flat on floor! Head on, arms angled up on either side of head about head, one way down, from head to wrist and crooked as it's sorting the ceiling just at head height with the fingertips, the palms face upward and the backs of the hands away from the head, thumbs close to side of palms, fingers straight together. The God shoes supporting the sky! Frontal heels together and slingled apart to the front, flat on floor! Head on, arms angled up on either side of head about head, one way down, from head to wrist and crooked as it's supporting the ceiling just at head height with the fingertips, the palms face upward and the backs of the hands away from the head, The God shoe supporting the sky. Frontal heels together and slightly apart to the front. Flat on floor. Head on arms angled up on either side of head about head. One way down from head to wrist and crooked as it circles. Ceiling just at head height with the fingertips. The palms face upward and the backs of the hands away from the heads. Close to side, palms, fingers straight together. The God shoe supporting the sky. Frontal heels together and slightly angled to the front. Flat on floor. Head arms angled up on either side of head about head. One way down from head to wrist and crooked as it's supporting a ceiling just head height with the fingertips. The palms face upward and the backs of the hands away from the head. Thumbs close to side, palms, fingers straight together.
The goddess Oromoth, same body and foot position as none lurked, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest so that the thumbs touch above the heart and the backs of the hands to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming thumbs and fingers, the descending triangle of water. The goddess Earth, same body and foot position as Nunlurt too, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest so that the thumbs and backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water. The goddess Oromoth, body and foot position as Nunwert 2, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart and backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water. The goddess Oromoth, same body and foot position as Nunwert 2, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart and the backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water. The goddess Oromoth, same body and foot position as Nunwert 2, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart and the backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between thumbs and fingers the descending triangle of water. Same body and foot position as Nunwert 2, but head erect. Arms are brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart and the backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, between thumbs and fingers, the descending triangle of water. The goddess Oromoth, same body and foot position as Nunwert 2, but head erect. Arm brought down over the chest, so that the thumbs touch above the heart and the backs of the hands are to the front. The fingers meet below the heart, forming between fingers the descending triangle of water.
They got shoes up in the sky, frontal heels to to the fore and slightly outward with weight on ball of foot LF heel touching arch heel and foot pointed left arms form a diagonal with body right above head and in line with the waist at waist height hands palmer and open with fingers outside
together. Head erect. For God said fighting. The God said fighting.
Fire. The goddess Naum Eishne. Frontal head and body like Niven 3 arms, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers, ascending triangle. Fire. The goddess Naum Eishne. Frontal head and body like Niven 3 arms are angled. Thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers, the ascending triangle. Fire. Fire. The Naum Eishneth. Frontal head and body like numbered 3 arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line. The brow facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers, the ascending triangle of fire.
goddess Dalmatian nape. Frontal head and body like three arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle. Fire. Dalmatian nape. Frontal head and body like niven, three arms are angled. Thumbs meet in a line over arm aside, facing fingers meet above head, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle. Fire. Frontal head and body like niven, three arms are angled, so that the thumbs meet in a line over the brow palm aside, facing feet above, forming between thumbs and fingers the ascending triangle.
Take the deepest breath of the day. Pull the whole sky into dance. Every worry, every weight. Count it out on your tongue. 1, 2, feel it up your spine like a spark, chasing shadows from the dark. You were smaller in your head, now ribs go red. Heart like a drum in your cage.